thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is Ginsomnia Nights, and I am your host, M. Jack Pacheco. Joining me tonight is Mr. Lorenzo Angeles. Hello, Enzo. How are you tonight?
What's up, guys? Pretty good, pretty good.
And our guest for tonight is actually acquainted with Mr. Enzo Angeles. He's from Bacolod, and due to circumstances, he's had brush with the authorities, you might say, which is why he has requested to be hidden behind the alias Bin. So let's just call him Bin. Hello, Bin. How are you tonight?
Hello, good evening, good
What's
evening.
up, Ben?
It's good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, I'm Ben. Uh, I'm still pursuing my studies, and um, I've been good since this. I've been good.
So what are you studying now then?
Um, I'm still studying graphic designs,
I see, I see.
and I'm still doing that on my free time.
All right. So it's like a passion for you.
Yeah, it's my passion.
Uh, Graphic design is my passion.
But tell us something about what happened with you and the authorities. You said you were in jail, you were imprisoned for a time.
Yeah, I've been only in prison, not literally in jail. So, uh, I was caught with um illegal substances. So, but it's really a complicated matter.
Mm,
Yikes.
Because I was only there for a month.
I see, I see.
That must be rough, man. I mean, what's it like
Mm,
being in like
Yeah, it was pretty rough for me because I was like 21 years old when I was caught. So it's a pretty early age for that experience.
what age were you then?
yeah.
21. I was 21.
21. You said how long ago was that again? Sorry.
That's pretty
Uh,
young.
2 years ago. It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And you were actually caught doing something
No.
illegal with the substances, as you said.
Oh yeah.
Did you how did it happen though?
Oh, okay. So I would go into details on what really happened on that time, but I will just talk about the experience on what's the feeling on how when the police approached me. Okay, so when they approached me, I really don't know what to do because I was really um blacked out for that moment. Like I really don't know that I will say what's my rights, what's um how to avoid it and anything. I really blacked out.
Were you intoxicated then?
No, I was not.
So you remember it pretty clearly then.
Yeah, it's pretty clear to me.
I imagine you just froze when the police approached you, right?
I mean, everybody probably would.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I just froze.
were you actually carrying illegal substances though?
No, actually it was my my companion who was caught with the substance and everything, and I was like on the collateral damage of his doing.
I see.
Oh man.
So you've cleared your name already.
Yeah, we cleared my name, but the experience was pretty rough. Uh, the worst thing about it is when the news reporters arrive, like all the lights flashing at you, people looking at you. They they thought you're really a bad guy and everything, and you can talk your way
Mhm.
out of it, which is
Yeah.
pretty rough because like there are like 20 medias and like 10 policemen arrive one at a time.
Wow. Must have been quite a
It
Yeah.
was
scene.
really a scene.
But how
Yeah.
did your family take it though?
Yeah. I was.
Actually, my family knew about this the morning after because uh the authorities won't let me contact them. So I was really bummed out, and obviously I was scared that I might go in there for a long time. So everything flashed by my eyes.
Hmm. So what happened to you inside while you were there for, you said 1 month, right?
Yeah, I was there for 1 month. Uh,
Oh. Hmm.
the experiences, like, some are funny, some are dark, some are really rough. That there are times you think that, wow, like, it's a privilege to have to have some money, because some, they're like literally in the slums in the Philippines. Like, they really don't know what to do there because they can't pay for the attorneys and everything. So it was really mixed emotions inside.
Care to share one of those experiences?
Yes. What were those funny and dark moments?
Like,
If it's alright.
some of the okay, let's put that first at the funny moments. Like, some funny moments are the things that you see there, like, they make you laugh. I think it's part of the Filipino culture that you laugh at everything. Like, even in the darkest times, we care to laugh. So I think that's one of the good things being a Filipino inside. Like, they tell jokes and everything, like nothing happened to them. So
Hmm.
for me, it's a good thing. But most dark moments are like, you see people getting beaten up with, they fight more inside. You see fist fights and everything. So as a young person back then, you like, in school you want fights and everything, it's funny. But when you're inside and you see a lot of fightings, like, there's time that you can say that you don't want any more fights to continue. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things.
Were you ever part of it?
No, I was never part because um I was the one who feed them their meals every day. So they treat me well.
You fed them meals.
Yeah, I fed them well.
Uh, so probably you're at their good.
Yeah, I was in the good side.
Yeah. You were in their good side.
So you would say that you did make some friends inside.
Yeah, I did make some friends, but after
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the good times.
other good times, some good, there was one time that where, like,
Like,
the jokes they tell, it's really corny, like, really really corny, but you laugh because it's very corny, like, something like that. And
It's so bad.
yeah, like, really bad jokes.
trust the Filipino to make
Yeah.
the best out of a bad situation. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Pretty Filipino thing to do.
But tell us a little bit about your.
Okay, so there's one experience where I where there's people going in and out, and it was really funny because when they talk to you, like, they know you, like, it's their first time seeing me, but when they talk to me, like, it seems that they know me for a long time.
So what type of people did you meet inside?
It was a good thing in my part because the crimes that they commit, it's really not that big. Like uh there was no murder, no rape. The only thing that's good there, that's pretty bad there, is the big drugs going in and out.
So of all of them, were you the only one who's like, I don't know, in terms of like sa like
No, most of the people there
drug related?
are drug related, but some of my good friends there, they were caught with illegal gambling.
Mm.
Like they are the one beside me every time.
Did you learn a few things from them, like gambling wise?
Yeah, they taught me a few tricks, but I was never given the opportunity to use them
Oh.
because I don't gamble.
Mm. But how are you doing now since it's been 2 years? You said how's life for you now? Like, have you recovered from that, or what sort of lessons have you learned from the experience?
Yeah, actually, I really recovered. Like right now, I'm really in a good place. Like I've enrolled in
That's good to hear.
school. Then I never really contacted them when I went out. Not a single one.
But but if you could turn back time though, would you change what you did?
Hmm. Yeah,
I see.
Like, do you regret being in that situation?
yeah, I have regrets because at first I don't want to put my family in a bad place with a bad name, and regrets that I know I can finish my studies when I wasn't caught because I was enrolled that time when I was caught.
Mm-hmm. So you're focusing on your studies now.
So maybe yeah, yeah, I'm focusing on it now.
You said you were studying graphic design.
No, actually just my hobby. Uh I've been doing graphic design for like 2 years after I went out.
Mm, I see.
I've been a freelance graphic designer. But right now I'm enrolled in an IT course.
So how's that like now?
Right now, uh
You're studying IT.
no, it will start on sometime this August. But I'm finally enrolled and validated.
Mm. Invalidated, so you couldn't technically enroll.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that must. I guess it's the price.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I only have a few subjects left. So it will be uh it will be just fast before I actually graduated.
Like the extra hustle.
Mm. Do you have any plans for the future? Like after you graduate?
Yeah, I have plans on of going out of the country.
Oh, okay.
Mm. Where do you plan to go?
Uh Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Why?
okay.
What's waiting for you in Australia?
That's good.
I have my friends there and some part of my family. The land down under.
A
Mm-hmm.
wonderful life. So going back sa experience with, I know, the whole prison thing.
Yeah.
Were there any like traumas that you've like have right now due to like the dark experiences that you experienced?
Yeah, I have my traumas.
Exactly.
Some traumas like I'm sitting in a car, then at flashback like some of the policemen might approach me and do it again.
Mm.
So
And
that's
then a
one of
song
my
plays on the
traumas.
radio.
Yeah.
So
uh,
you would say that you're more cautious now with everything.
Yeah, I'm more cautious. Like it's the Philippines. You don't know what they might do, and they may actually get away with it. So It's part of my trauma.
Do you
Yeah, the
think that's a
justice
good
system here
thing
is
that
pretty fucked up, if you know
Yeah,
what I
you think
mean.
that that's a good thing
yeah, it's pretty dark.
from what happened? Something good you took out of it?
Yes, yeah, I really learned a lot, and I really know what the justice system is here in the Philippines is. It's that if you don't have money, you can't do anything about it. Like most of my friends, they really don't have money. They don't have they can't even buy their everyday food in the prison.
Hmm. That's very sad to hear.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know though. Was it hard for you to start over? Turning over a new leaf, a new life, starting a new life, doing good and being cautious, avoiding the authorities.
I can say that it's really hard because my friends and my family they really helped me through it. Like my friends never even judged me about the time in prison. Like they teased me about it or something. I never really actually heard it coming from them. Like they know it's not all true what the media is telling, what's the story going out. So I really um I really okay with the what the media is telling. So actually accepted that it's part of the cycle. Like people will really judge you in a bad way. Like it's here in the city, it's pretty small, so stories will was easily spread out. So I actually thought that it's really bad going out because they might really judge me in a bad way, but actually it wasn't. So
Hmm.
it was pretty easy for me to move on and forget about the experience. Not actually forget, but to leave it behind and accept that it did happen.
And as long as you draw lessons from it, would you agree?
Yeah, as long as you learn from it.
How was
Hmm.
your first night there,
Actually.
if you mind me asking?
Well, the first night it was actually the one of the longest nights because um I was brought in and they all came to me, all the inmates came to me, like grab all my things and everything, but one policeman um scared them away, so they left me in the corner. And I really don't know, I was planning on what to say to my parents, what to say to my friends and my girlfriend at that time. So that's really that's really bad. Many things are going through my mind. So I actually called my parents at 6 a.m. So it was really a long night.
When you were sent to prison, did you did you feel that you were responsible for it alone, that you were that you deserve to be there and it was for your
Yeah, yeah.
own good or your benefit?
Yeah, I think it's really I never really blamed anyone for what happened. Of course I blamed the other guy who was with me because without him I wasn't in jail. But I never really blamed um my friends or anything because
Again, no, yeah.
I think I was really going down there in a bad place. So I think it's an eye opener. Like you should
Hmm.
do I was really going down in the dark and that day or in that time of my life. But when I was caught, like I told myself like I should really go I should really change my life now for the better. Like I never really
That's very good.
appreciated what they're doing, what my parents and my friends are doing, are helping me. But when I was caught, then it was the time that I realized that I was I should feel special, like, because I was in they were with me, they never judged me, and they helped me through all of it.
So, going back around sa life being in prison. Were there any like unique justice, like how they, uh, like how was the justice system there? How did they like treat like your fellow prisoners?
One thing that I should really tell you, because it's really important, is that when you don't have money in the
In Bacolod.
Philippines justice system, and they know, like, you can see people like in like they dressed really poorly or something, the police will they treat them really badly, which is um which struck me the most, because I never realized that I was really blessed if you have to have this kind of life compared to them, because they were really treated badly, and they don't have even food or something. So I think that that really struck out in the Philippine justice system, is that if you don't have enough money to provide for what the police wants or what the justice system wants, and you may be committed with a false crime or something. So yeah, that's it. It's really, you should really feel blessed to have education and some, and even food to eat every day.
Was there a
Okay.
time though that did you ever feel threatened by any of the other inmates that you felt that they were gonna, harm you or fight you or yes, harm you physically, stuff like that?
Surprisingly, not even once, because uh most inmates will be intimidated or be shy, or even shy to approach you, because if I was the one providing for their food every day, so they're shy or intimidated, or they even protect me from other inmates.
Kind
Mm.
of kind of like Goodfellas, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good side nga eh. Yeah. Ano, besides the first day, what was like one of the worst nights that you've experienced there?
Mhm.
My worst night was, I think, it was my last night, because there was a time, like, we have a really small bathroom, which five people came in line, and they all took a dump, and on that night there was no water, so it just piled up, and it really stinks. So we don't have water to flush it out, so I think that's really one of the worst nights, and I was
I could
really
imagine.
relieved when on the next day I went out.
Would you say that that's also the funniest story you could share from inside?
Yeah, it's kind of funny to tell, but when you're in there, it's
Yeah.
funny to tell, but
Yeah,
if
kind of.
you're in the experience, you really want to go out
It's a
just even
different
for one
story.
night.
Mhm. What was the first thing you? I'm actually curious. What was the first thing you did, or on your last night, or while you were still in prison? What was the first thing you imagined you were gonna do? What's the one thing that you wanted to do once you got out?
Actually, I have really many things planned in mind to do when I went out, but most of them will tell me that what you're planning will never you can never really do it, like on what's on your mind on when you went out on the first day. And it's true, because I was thinking, when I went out I will hug the streets and shout, but I never really did it, because I just want to go home on the first day.
I hear sirens, man.
Yeah, sorry, that's me. Nagpaparamdam kay Bin.
Uy, ading.
But you were there for a month, right? You said. I
Yeah.
imagine that felt like a really long time.
Yeah, it's
What did you
really
do though to pass the time?
uh I was really looking forward to the meals my friends and my parents brought me. And I think that's um so the routine is every day, every morning, there's a visiting hour, lunch and dinner. So I was really looking forward to the visiting hours and at night when they tell stories and everything. And even at night, because most of the inmates were were caught in the midnight or during the night.
Hmm.
So those are the things that just keep me going, and reading a book inside because I was my friends and my most of my friends brought me books to read just to pass time.
Hmm.
Oh, that's wholesome. At least something to keep you busy. But how was like, I know. I remember in the previous recording, you mentioned like how it was like a hassle being in prison while it was in Mascara.
Yeah,
Mascara, what's
If
that?
you guys don't know what Mascara is, it's like
It's
the
a festival.
ati-atihan in Bacolod, basically. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
festival.
In Mascara, it was really full. It was fully packed. Like some of the inmates, they some of the people that are caught, they were sleeping outside of the cell because it's really fully packed. Like the the size of the cell is like good for 10 people, but there were 30 of us inside, and
Yeah.
there were
Wow.
like 20
How
people
the hell
outside
did
every
you all
night.
fit?
Yeah, most of them are standing sleeping. But I was never moved from my position.
Well, I feel like all of us at one point in our lives, you all sleep while standing.
I never tried that.
30 people though. How were you? What? How were you sleeping?
Yeah, but did you have a sort of community inside prison? Because we hear stories that there's a community happening inside. People have a barter system. People trade with the wardens,
Cigarettes
cigarettes and alcohol.
as the currency.
Yeah, like there was there were frats inside the prison. Like if you have a tattoo of that frat, uh, and they have
Connection problems.
Mr. Bin.
Mr. Bean. 30 people, man. How the hell would
Actually,
you
yeah. Like I can't
fit
imagine it, dude.
30 people in a 10-man cell?
How can you sleep though with all those people around?
I guess exhaustion, you just
Yeah,
pass out.
especially the
And
smell.
and people are probably drunk there, right? So they're probably like some people who are like vomiting or like probably uncomfortable, man.
Our prison system is really one of the most important things that the government has to address.
True. I mean, ano parang if you're like really rich, the perks that you have, you know, I guess in a way it applies it applies in like our communities
Mhm.
rin. Like even if we're not in prison, like I don't want to get too political,
Yes.
but it's getting there, getting there.
It's always the upper echelons of society that gets treated. Mr. Ben?
Still not connection
He's
problems. The internet's been really acting up.
yeah, I think it's the rain or probably
Yeah.
God.
Tama na internet. Tama na yan.
Yeah.
Tama na yung mga ASMR mo. Inside joke, guys. You don't even get it.
Do you think Enzo na they had this also parang naging sweet din sila na they give each other haircuts, you know? They got so bored.
Oo nga eh. Uy, pare! Haba na ng buhok mo ah. Or paano din yung like, yung thing about like yung shit piling up.
Yeah. Fuck. I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
That's whack, man. Imagine the smell, gago.
Like, shit.
Well,
It's more fun in the Philippines. We have
probably hard.
internet problems and sewage problems, prison problems.
There's a lot of problems. It's more fun though.
C. The chocolate hills of Bohol. The Pagsanhan Falls, a perfect cone Mayon volcano. See the white sand beaches of Boracay, Puerto Galera, and Siargao. See these magnificent sights. It's always fun in the Philippines. We're open to tourists. Open 9 to 5. Chinese Standard Time.
Oh man.
Hey, what happened to Ben though?
Yeah. I think he has connection problems. So, judging from our secret group chat, nawalan daw ng internet. Okay. So how was like Mascara?
Uh, so how was mascara or what is mascara?
No.
Like what's happening
What
in
I meant was
Bacolod
like
during
how
mascara?
was like prison life when it was in Mascara, since there are a lot of like wild parties, so that means yeah.
Yeah, prison life is so basically the station I was in is the only station that they put all the the lawbreakers during the mascara in that one big street party into where I am at. So the cell is just good for 10 persons, 10 to 12 persons, and there was like 30 of us. So it's really cramped up, and like there were 20 outside who were detained also during the mascara season. So um I really it was really uh it was really full. Like some of them are just sleeping while standing, some are crouching, and but I was really um lucky that my place they didn't move any of my place, so I was still sleeping like the position, like there was like in a full sleeping position. So
Yeah. Well,
I was really
you could
lucky
have
to
like
have that.
squeezed a little like space pa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really
Oh.
I was just thinking that I should just get through this night because you really can't sleep well because for like if you have fallen asleep for like 5 minutes, then someone will go inside and there's really loud party music outside. So I just really want to sleep or and get through the night because during the day some of them were already sent home, so there was space, so there was little space, so I was really thinking that I should just sleep through it even though it's really disturbing and really uncomfortable.
I'm imagining the scene right now. Actually, I'm curious to know what sort of things were going through your mind as this scene was playing out. You were, all cramped up within inside a prison cell, like 20 to 30 people. Some people are sleeping, standing up, as you said. Some people are crouching. Some people are shitting at the other end of the cell. I'm curious to know what's going on through your mind as this scene was playing out, as the scene was happening.
um um Actually, I was never really thinking about it because it really never went into my mind that I should feel regret during those times because it just made things worse. So what I did was I tried to accept all the situations that's going through and try to be more comfortable as much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, actually. So, what was like the one thing that really like because of like your experiences in prison, what was the one thing that really like stuck to you? Like that were they giving you like life advice and stuff?
What really get me through the day-to-day struggle is knowing that you'll be out soon. Like they will know the truth and I will be out soon. So that's more of my mindset. And um actually I never really felt like I should be there long because most of my friends inside they keep telling me that you'll be out soon, you have good lawyers, you can provide your family will provide you good lawyers and you'll be out soon, so don't worry, you won't stay here long, unlike us. So um even though I feel sad for them, I was happy that they still motivated me even though they are not good, they're not in a good situation. So um most of them were good guys, so uh they motivated me even though they don't have they were not in a good situation.
Like the I asked about like yung ano about sa like the moment that struck you basically.
Yeah, there were actually many things that struck me the most. Like um one thing that really changed my perspective was my view on spirituality was with believing in God, because during before I was caught, never really actually got to have a real connection. But when I was in there with those Bible readings, with the pastor going in and out during random days, I really listened to the readings, and it made my spirituality even greater than before.
Mm-hmm. Are you a religious man, Mr. Bin?
Yeah, but I was on and off of being religious. I earlier in my early college days I was, yeah, religious, then I went to not being religious, then to being religious again.
Mm-mm. So you could say like prison really strengthened your faith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really strengthened my my beliefs and my
I
spirituality.
see. I
Mm,
see.
that's good. That's good. Do you find that do you find that the things that you do now, like whether it's artistic or your work, do you find that it has been affected by this overall experience from being in prison?
No, not at all, because I was really into that stuff. Continued with I just continued them when I went out, and really went deeply into them, because I was planning to go to Australia, so never really went back to school. So my attention um is undivided when I work with them.
But I'm actually curious to know, since I've heard from Enzo and the others that before going to prison, you were actually a student of good standing.
Yeah.
So I'm actually curious, how does a student with good standing, with good grades, go from that to being imprisoned?
Yeah,
What
well,
what
what
happened?
happened, man?
Yeah,
Do you think that it was?
many of my friends were actually shocked, or they were really caught off guard when the news broke out. But um yeah, it's part of my mindset that things happen, and I just really stuck with them, and uh I just accepted the situation. So how was I when before I was in prison? um Actually, I was really flunking out of my grades, and I don't know, I think more of bad habits, undisciplined. Um, I was really undisciplined with myself. So, um, I think it's an eye opener when I went to prison, to
Oh.
not really go back to my old self, but to be a better version of myself.
In what way, though? Like, what are the new things that you've seen or continue to see after, you've opened your eyes, since you said that this is an eye opener?
I think more of how things are really in the outside world, like the reality of it. Should be more disciplined. I was more focused on my goals after, and really try to prove the haters wrong, and
Prove him
also
wrong, bro.
myself. I tried to
Mm-hmm.
that you can be in a bad situation and still, you know, be a better version out of it. Yeah, so that's basically it.
Out of all these bad experiences that you've been through the past 2 years, what's the one important thing that you can draw from it, from this past life that you lived, that you can apply to your life now?
Mm, More of being responsible, and be happy with try to live life also. That's it. Before I was really a happy person, but when things go bad, I really went into the dark. So I try to be a try to still be a happy person.
That's good. That's good. Because I think it's important to draw from our past, as long as you don't let it draw from you.
Yeah,
Exactly. Well said.
that's
So
true.
anyway, I think we're running out of time for the episode. But before we conclude, do you have any last minute advices or things you might want to say to the audience that or who are listening right
Mga
now?
message mo sa haters, pare.
Mm-hmm. Especially.
Not to the haters. Actually, not haters. To the more of the doubters, that things really happen, but you you still move on, and it's really an experience that they didn't try. Just kidding. It's really, yeah, to be more aware of the surroundings, and to let them know that we really have a bad government,
Mm-hmm.
but it's life.
It's life.
That's
So just try to
life.
accept it.
That's life. Like, in the words of Frank Sinatra,
That's life.
that's it's a very beautiful mantra. And, in the words of my favorite writer from the 20th century, Robert Zimmerman, get busy being born or get busy dying. And that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you, Mr. Bin, for sharing these experiences of yours. It has been very eye opening. It has been very eye opening in your own words. And I wish you all the best of luck in all your endeavors in life, and especially since you're going to Australia. I wish you all the luck and best,
Mate,
and I hope we can talk again in another episode. Hopefully by that time you'll be in Australia already.
finally introduce yourself.
Anyway, thank you everyone who has tuned in. This has been Ginsomnia Nights. Please make sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe to our platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, so you won't miss an episode. And once again, I have been M. Jack Pacheco. Enzo, are you still there?
Still here, man. Bye.
Do you have any last minute, thoughts?
So, I love you, Mom.
I love you, Mom, if you're listening. And anyway, catch you again next Friday. Q, introducing our Ginsomnia Nights band.